Hi InternMakers, thank you so much for inviting me to collaborate with you. Before I begin, I just want to take a quick moment to thank you for your content and the effort that you put into this, because I know that it has definitely helped me on my professional development, including interviews and recruitment processes, and I'm sure that it's going to continue to help many other students that are going through these things. My name is Adriana Gonzalez. I am from Chihuahua, Mexico, and I'm a junior at Arizona State University. I'm getting a major in engineering management and a minor in sustainability. My internship is in supply chain engineering, and first I want to talk about how I got my interview. I happened to get my interview through the engineering career fair, and before I went to the career fair, I researched what companies were going to the career fair in the first place. And to be honest, I was pretty narrow-minded with my top 3 companies that I wanted to make sure I talked to. So at the career fair, I know that career fairs can be pretty tedious, and so you wait for long hours in line to talk to a recruiter to hopefully get an interview or a follow-up. I know they're tedious, but you never know. So after I talked to my top 3 companies, I was pretty tired because of this tedious process, and I pretty much was getting ready to just leave and go home. But in the end, I ended up thinking, well, I'm already here, I might as well just go talk to other companies and see what comes out of it. Spoiler, I actually got an internship. So I went to the PepsiCo booth, and there was this one recruiter that was available. So I just went to her and said hi, and we started talking. She was actually really nice, so it was very easy for me to talk to her naturally. And she started asking me what my interests were, what I wanted, what I was looking for. So I started talking to her about how I'm interested in sustainable practices within companies, and I was curious about how PepsiCo handled the packaging, because most of the food items that they have, if not all of them, come in a single-use package. So she started telling me how PepsiCo is actually really big on sustainability. So we clicked, we talked for about 20 minutes, and then she asked me for my resume, which I gave to her, and then that was it. To be honest, after that, I kind of forgot about PepsiCo until the next day that I got an email from PepsiCo saying that one of the recruiters had talked to me and wanted to interview me. So I signed up for an interview, and that's how I got the interview. So before I say anything else, I want you to keep in mind that what I'm telling you is only and strictly from my experience. I don't know if they have a standardized recruiting process. I've heard that some people have had 2 interviews for the internships. That was not my case. I only had 1. I got 2 people interview me though. And yeah, just keep that in mind. To be honest, I was expecting somewhat technical questions since my position was in engineering, and I got none of them. My interview was completely behavioral, and I think I got a sense that they were looking for more than the right answer to the questions, that they were looking for my mental process. They wanted to see my mental process and how I got to the answer, rather than just giving a right answer, what I thought was the right answer. They wanted to see my approach to things, how I would solve a problem, how I would react to a certain situation, and for this, I would absolutely recommend that you take the STAR approach. If you don't know what that is, STAR stands for Situation, Task, Action, Result, and this is just a tool to help you remember the whole situation so that you explain the most out of it and you don't forget like an important part. This STAR approach is going to help you in almost every interview that you have, unless this is strictly technical. Remember this approach, and I would suggest you look at YouTube videos on examples on how the STAR approach is applied so that you have more of an idea of how to do it yourself. So most of my interview was around my projects that I had on my resume, and these projects I had some of them that were class projects, but most of them were extracurricular projects. And if you don't have like a research project or an entrepreneurial project or something like that, I would suggest you take a leadership position at a student organization or something that shows that you're not only doing school, but you're actually getting other skills that school and classes themselves are not necessarily going to give you. I would really encourage you to go to recruiting events offered by the company that you want to. These are almost always announced in your campus websites or in your recruiting websites and things like that. This is so that you help them remember your face and your name. If you just apply online, chances are there are thousands of other students applying for the same position. So if you just apply online and that's it, it's more likely that you're just gonna be another resume that they look at, because that's the case. But if you go to recruiting events and you talk to recruiters often so that they remember your face and your name, they are more likely to remember you, and they're gonna remember your person. They're gonna remember your attitudes, your solving skills, your problem solving skills. And it's easier for you to get opportunities that way, in my experience. Definitely, like I already said, I sensed in the interview that they were looking more for the approach and the mental process to get to a solution rather than the actual solution and the technical knowledge. And I have sensed this also in the few days that I've been at the internship so far. They care more about the leadership skills and your willingness to learn new things and take on challenges and overcome them than the actual technical knowledge and functional expertise, because that is something that can be learned. But these skills are something that you bring within you, and it's natural to you. So if you have them, it's more likely that you're gonna succeed, and the other part that you may not have starting. Now, I've only been in my internship for a few days now, and I've already learned more of their inner culture and the values that they go by. So I'm gonna share some of them with you so that hopefully they help you and you have more of an idea of what type of company they are. So I chose these 3 values because I think that these are pretty easy to show when interacting with them in recruitment events or in interviews. I think these are very easy to show if you genuinely have them. So they are: voice opinions fearlessly. So this pretty much translates to stand by what you believe in. The second is focus and get things done. If you're at a recruitment event, really show your focus and your ability to actually get things done and to not get distracted. Their aspirations literally are to get things better, faster, and stronger. And the third value that I want to share with you is act with integrity. They're really big on this, and again, this is something really easy to show in recruitment events or in like study cases or challenges that they set you up with. These 3, if you have them, are gonna help you a lot since they align with their culture. Lastly, there's just some advice that I would like to share with you that I think can be applied regardless of what you're applying to, any position, any company, part-time jobs, internships, even on-campus jobs. So first of all, I want to encourage you to absolutely exploit your university resources. If your school offers professional development resources such as career fairs or career centers, mock interviews, resume reviews, even professional development talks offered by student organizations, absolutely take advantage of them, especially if you're just starting to figure out how the recruitment processes work and all the things that you need to get to that point eventually. I already said this, but I repeat it. Help them know your face and your name. This is gonna increase your chances of getting noticed and called for opportunities by a lot, as opposed to if you're just another resume in the resume bank of their company, because I can guarantee that many students are applying for your same position, and if they know who you are, you're gonna stand out way more. The third thing that I wanna say is, this is gonna sound super cliche, but it is super true. Don't be scared to put yourself out there. I know that it can be pretty scary or intimidating talking to recruiters or interviews, or these recruitment processes are generally intimidating, but the more you do them, the more you get better at them. I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna get most likely many rejections before you get the yes. So you wanna start as early as you can so that you get those rejections in time and you're not rushing at the end. And this brings me to my 4th advice. I want to encourage you to go to the career fair since your freshman year. I went to my first career fair in my first freshman semester, and I know that this really helped me because I was able to just step aside and just observe and see how things work there. Notice what type of questions students ask, what type of conversations people have there, because there are some questions that you don't want to ask. A recruiter doesn't want you to go to them and you ask them like, what do you do, what opportunities do you have for me? They want to know that you're interested in their company and that you're not just looking for any job. So go to career fairs as early as you can so that you'll learn how these things are, and you actually can ask the wrong questions. There's no such thing as a wrong question, but there are some questions, like I said, that you don't want to ask when you're actually looking for an internship. So yeah, that's how I got an internship at PepsiCo. If that is something that you're looking for, getting an internship at PepsiCo, I really hope that this video and my advice helps you do that. Please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn if you have any questions about anything I just said, or just a question that you think I can help you with. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you again, InternMakers, for inviting me to collaborate with you, and I hope that this video helps out many students that are going through what I already went through.